stuff we were doing earlier. So if I'm in mount and I've got Matt, so I was going down nice and low. My hands are, they're 45 forward, 45 out. But the other part that a lot of people aren't really quite putting in is that I'm also using my hands and I'm pushing back so that I'm heavier into his hips. Because a lot of people, they'll come in here and they'll be here, but they won't have hardly any hip pressure. So then as soon as Matt starts to pop his hips even at all, he'll buck the hips up and then that knee comes right through the middle and you'll end up in single leg X, things of that nature. So when I'm here and I'm down, I'm actually like pushing back up against him. So if he starts trying to move his hips and pop his hips up, my weight is actually heavier back here than it is up front. Then if he starts trying to grab one of my arms, okay, that's what I'm looking for right here, is that elbow just made a connection to my body. It doesn't have to cross my center line. All it needs to do is get to the point where my shoulder can gain control, get behind the elbow, and then we can start to guide it. So when I'm down, I make my connection right here. Moment that elbow comes forward, my shoulder then dips, and I'm still making that push. My hand now, as I bring it in, it's pushing into his head. So then my hand can come up. A lot of people, when they get here, start trying to come over this way. Okay, I've always found a lot more success here. Then I come under, and this kind of elevates his head up a little bit higher. And then we also have our gift wrap that we can get into coming in. So once I've got a hold of his wrist, hand into his elbow, now I'm going to push him forward and make my step into technical mount. Put the bow on your gift wrap. At this point, now I'm almost going to slide into S mount. So my foot that's here, when I go in, I'm going to lean into Matt and I'm going to start to sit him up so that now I can make my transition to go over to the other side, get my hooks in, or go immediately into a body lock. Just make sure you guys know, if you go into a body lock and you're in a tournament where it's points based, the body lock will not get you points. Go into traditional hooks, get your points, and then transition. Okay. I personally agree. I think the body lock is the superior position as long as the feet are to the ceiling. Okay. If the feet are to the bottom, I would say no points. But if you can body lock here, I actually think the body lock is a better position. But unfortunately, I don't control the way the tournaments are run. Scrabble runners, let's just float. The first one that Matt was doing with us the other day is when we came in and we were in here going for the rear naked choke. Okay, we can come in, we can either grip into the shoulder, okay, or you can grip into the neck, and then we're going to play that very similar game, especially if he's going in this way. We're going to post, slide ourselves into that same technical position, okay, bringing ourselves forward, and then use that hook here to bring him over. Now, with this hand already deep, this is the part we have to watch out for. Normally, nobody's going to recognize a rear naked choke from here because his arm's inside. But this is the part you have to be careful of, though. Because my hand was already so deep, okay, it is possible now for me to come in and actually set a choke even with his arm inside. Okay, even if I go here, lock him up with my gables, okay, even with the arm inside, it's because we were already so deep, but we're using the head arm to set up. And the other one, we were looking the opposite direction, okay, and set him up that way. And this one, we're going in on the head on triangle to do the same piece. Here.
So like Sensei Dave was talking about, right, we're going for this arm triangle. Maybe he's looking for that mount escape where he turns to his side. I'm going to switch my grip to the back of his neck, or we can go all the way to the shoulder if you have long enough arms. What I'm thinking about mainly here is I'm pinching the shoulder tight, right? I don't want it to be loose. Get into that nice technical mount.
So bring that knee up high.
Yeah, his head should be like sitting on my knee, right? I'm using this post. I'm gonna use this grip to whip him around. Get my hooks in, and like he was saying, we can either transition to the seatbelt, or if we have the grips, we can go right into that choke. All right?
I was already choking.
Everybody good? You wanna see it again? Good? All right.
All right.
1, 2, 3.